What's up, everybody? ShonnyDman here, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. Hope you guys are staying warm. It is a little bit chilly this week so far here in the U.S. I don't know about where you live, but it is a pretty chilly lately. We are back with a brand new guest, all the way from the Czech Republic, right?
Yep.
All right.
Hello, I'm Ame. I'm a variety content creator. I'm mainly a voice actor. But in my free time, my hobbies include gaming, and I make a lot of gaming videos and stuff and whatever piques my interest. But I'm mainly here to talk about my cosplay this time, and mainly like my Instagram and costumes and all that fun stuff.
So to get us started, let's see. Okay, so you are another person for those who have been continuously watching, or for those who are new to watching, because we have this particular guest on this week. We have gone international a good bit with Nerd Talk. Obviously, we've had people from the U.S. There's now you from the Czech Republic, Canada, the UK, the Bahamas, Australia, and the Netherlands. So
I'm actually I'm from America. I'm half American, half Czech. So
really,
that counts towards another America. Oh. Yeah, my dad's American and my mom's Czech. So
oh, okay. That's it. Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. Like, so did you live?
cat.
Did you live in America first, or were you born in a?
Yes. I was born in America, and I lived in America until I was about 10 or 11. Or yeah, I've been living in the Czech Republic for 7 years. Math. I'm not gonna bother with math right now. I'm 18 now. Been living in the Czech Republic for 7, 8 years. So yeah, 10. 9 or 10. Yeah. Math isn't my strong suit.
It's okay. It's
But
not
yeah,
mine either.
born in America, and then we later moved to the Czech Republic.
Okay.
And next year, because I'm in the IB diploma thing in high school now. So next year for my gap year, I am going to London for half of it, and then the other half traveling the world and all that. So going lots of places. But yeah, half Czech, half American, to answer your question shortly.
So what are schools like? Where's your high school like?
Oh my god. Oh, high school. Well, right, I don't like when I say this, I don't mean to like seem like I'm trying to like flex or show off or anything, but my high school here is like a private international school.
Okay.
And it is the most like expensive school here, meaning like all of the celebrities' children here, like the son of the prime minister goes to my school and stuff. It is quite different in terms of people, and it is not any better. I feel like the higher up in society you go, the like more shittier the people are. I have not had good experiences at school, and I have very little friends, and I'm honestly glad for that because the people in that school really suck.
Okay.
And then in America, I went to a school called Mission Montessori, which is a very, very different style type of school where it was more like hands-on learning. You do it all yourself and that, so it was a very different change. So I don't know, I can't really like compare it to what like a normal high school experience or like school experience would be, I guess.
Okay. So, and I know we haven't jumped into the topics, but I'm just so curious. So, what are you going to school for, or what do you want to go to school for?
Well, I study in IB right now. I study high level business, drama, and English, as well as computer science, Spanish, and I think math's the last subject. 'Cause math and English are required. I'm just doing English high level.
Mhm.
Failing math.
That's okay.
And then I'm not sure what I want to go to school for. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm taking a gap year is because I really have no idea what I want to do with my life. Like I know I want to continue voice acting and stuff. It's my passion, but I have so many different hobbies and interests. I don't know. I think I'm going to either go to university in England for acting or for film.
Oh, okay, okay. Which one are you striving to do more, the filming or acting?
Honestly, at the moment, I don't know. That's what my gap year is all about is exploring stuff. But honestly, acting just because I really, really, really want to make voice acting work. Like I've been voice acting for about 5 years now. I'm sorry, my camera keeps freezing. By the way, I don't know why it's doing
No,
that.
you're fine. You're fine.
Um, um, and like I don't know, I've always been like a theater kid. I love acting, but I also love like I've been video editing since I had a YouTube channel when I was like 8 or 9, and then like um I had the same YouTube channel except different content like blew up when I was about 10, 11 to 12. And I was making like a lot of money off of it. Um
I'm sorry.
and then I quit it, and then now I'm. Should I continue?
No, you're fine. I was moving something to try to get
Oh,
more
okay.
light on me, but you're fine.
Okay. um, and then now I'm here again creating videos and creating all of this content and stuff, and it's always been a huge passion of mine. I love video editing. So, but I don't know if I'd want to do it like professionally or more as just a hobby. So
Mm,
I don't know yet. I'd
okay.
say to answer your question simply though, probably acting at this very moment.
Okay. Okay. Have you done any like theater stuff or maybe like background work in shows and movies? Have you had a chance to do any of that?
I actually have. I am in obviously I've done like school productions and
Right.
stuff. But I think my like biggest thing is hopefully coming out in 2025, or at least a trailer is coming out in 2025. Something I've been working on with like the rest of the team for about 4 years
Oh
now.
wow.
And it is this animated children's movie. I don't know if I can say the name yet, but I voice a spoiled brat that is the daughter of the main villain. And I get to scream, and I get to do this really bratty, angry
Oh.
voice, and it's really fun.
is that
So,
is that on your
hoping I'll get to like announce that soon.
oh, is that on your voiceover reel? Because I feel like I heard that voice, but I could be wrong.
It is. I actually that character isn't. It isn't from the actual recordings I did for it,
Oh,
but it
okay.
isn't. The character I did in my reel is inspired by that character because, it's just one of my favorite voices to do.
Okay. All right. So with your cosplaying, how long how long have you been cosplaying?
Well, it's kind of hard to say because okay, both my parents are like huge nerds,
Oh,
especially my
okay.
dad. Um, and my mom's a professional costume designer. Like she just worked on Wheel of Time, for example.
Oh.
And so she's been kind of like dressing me up for Halloween and stuff ever since. And so I would say my first like I'd love to say like my first cosplay was the first time I went to Comic-Con in America when I was 4. I went as Shira. If you want to put it into the video, I'll send you like a photo of that. And then a few years later for Halloween, I did Maka. I think her name is Maka Alburn or something like that from Soul Eater. But when I properly started cosplaying was a little over a year ago, I
Okay.
think. And it was just because, like, I had always had an interest in it. I always loved the idea of, like, making costumes and dressing up and stuff, but, like, I was kind of stuck in this trying to make friends in school and stuff and trying to be cool. And, like, there was this one girl in our school. This is when I first came into the high school and stuff, and um, was learning everything and trying to fit in. And there was this one girl who did cosplay, and she was really cool. But like my friend group at the time, like they would be like, "Yeah, cosplay is cool. Not when you look like her though," or like, that's kind of cringe. So I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, okay." And then when I kind of fell out with them and stuff, then I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." And it just started like that. It
okay. Oh man. So what was
was also just another way to get like. Oh, sorry, I tend to talk over
No, no, you're
you.
fine. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Or just drink your
Mm,
drink. That's fine too.
just it was also like another way to get closer to my mom because my parents like split like 2 years before that or something. Not a tragic story or not like not
Right.
anything like that. But I was spending like a lot less time with my mom because she was always working on set and stuff, and so I was like, you know what? Like, okay, she can help me make these. She can teach me how to make these costumes and stuff and these cosplays, and so it was a way to get closer to her as well at first, and that's just
Okay.
the origin story of my cosplays.
um. So what? So you've been doing it for about a little bit over a year now. What was the like first cosplay that you've made like with your bare hands? Like, what was the first one?
Well, I would say Panty Anarchy from Panty and Stocking. I made it mainly because it was like the very first cosplay that I had been making myself. So I used a lot of help from my mom. I had a ton of help from my mom. But I would say the first, and she would keep helping me from there. I think the first cosplay that I did properly, like on my own for the most part, other than her like helping me with like the fancier elastic sewing machines and stuff that I didn't quite that I was so because it was brand new. I was so scared to touch on my own. Was my Hersher Alicia cosplay. I'll send like photos of all these so you can
Oh,
see
that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
like context. Um was my Hersher Alicia cosplay that I made completely. It was my first cosplay that I made completely out of scratch. Like before I had used parts of other cosplays or just like stuff I reused from secondhand or like Shein or something. But that was my first one that I properly made like from scratch, and it took me 5 months and about 5,000 crowns, which is about 300 $400 or so.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's one of my proudest projects now, but it was, oh my god, it was a pain.
um. What was one cosplay that you've done that I guess was the most frustrating to make?
Definitely that one. I
Yeah, okay.
am never doing that again. Oh my god. um like that one was just like too big of a project to take on. Especially in my like first year of IB. I had and also like cuz I was trying to get it in time for May Comic-Con then, so and I didn't even end up taking it in the end because it was falling apart after the photo shoot we had.
Hmm.
It was just so stressful and took up so much time, and it would have been much better if I had thrown away a bit of pride and started from like a base or
Yeah.
something, or used other stuff rather than make it entirely by hand.
Uh.
It would have saved me money as well.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I bet. um. Oh man, what was I gonna say? So, what are the Comic Cons like in the Czech Republic? What's the difference between the ones there and like a U.S. one?
Oh my god, is there a difference? Czech Republic is quite small, and like cosplay anime was only maybe like became a thing like 10 years ago or something. Like, it was, and still even now, it's very, like, not a popular thing. It's very, what's the word? I forgot the word. Very, very niche. Um, so the cons here, they're getting a bit better each year. But they're very small. They're very personal. There's not a whole lot. There's maybe like 3 I can think of that are being held yearly.
Okay.
Versus cons in America, the ones I went to when I was younger, they are huge. They're completely different experience. From what I can remember, they were huge, and I can't imagine what they're like now. They had tons of like guests and stuff, voice actors, all of this and that. And it was really cool. And then finally, I've been going pretty regularly now to cons in the UK, to MCM Comic Con. And that one is like it's like 2 or 3 times bigger than Czech cons,
Right.
but about, I would say, like about 3/4 or like half the size of an American con. So it can vary. And MCM has had a lot of controversy and issues this year and last year because they tend to overbook, overprice, and just exploit the living hell out of it. So I'm excited to like go to a American con again nowadays. See if it's any better than that.
That's that somewhat happened with I can't remember the name of the con. It was in the U.S. Maybe California, maybe Arizona, one of the two. But they.
I'm actually from Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. They. I think they oversold tickets, and so this past year's convention, there were like TikTok videos and Instagram reels and all that stuff going up about like how jam packed it was. Like you could barely move. And even then, people were waiting in line like 2-3 hours just to get into the convention. And so I was like, oh my goodness. I typically,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I can deal with that.
VidCon?
Maybe.
Yeah, no, it's like, especially being an introvert, it's quite, but like also these con tickets are like hundreds of hundreds of dollars and stuff, and like everything's expensive. You're spending a ton of money, you're saving a ton of money. You probably, if you're wearing a cosplay con, you probably took ages to get into in the morning and work on it before, like for months. So it's like you're doing your very best to enjoy it however you can.
Right.
And that it's it is. I've kind of come to terms with it as in like it is what it is. Corporate overlords will be corporate overlords. It's unfortunately that's just how it is. Though I will say it is a lot better of an experience when you have a group that's just about the right size, which is about like 3 to 4 people. Three to like 5 or 6 people is you get the best con experience out of that because you're not the only one suffering.
Yeah. I went to a Comic-Con this past August. I went to Dragon Con in Atlanta, and really much enjoyed myself. It was over Labor Day weekend, so that it was about a 5-day convention. Not bad. It was actually really fun. It's like split up between like 4 or 5 different hotels in Atlanta, and so there is like I remember getting into Atlanta. And then just at a certain point, all I see is just like a sea of cosplayers moving back and forth. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm in the right spot. And so, because I had 3 guests that I've had on this podcast. They were at Dragon Con. I got to meet one of them. I couldn't get a chance to meet the other 2, but I was able to meet one of them. So it was a pretty fun experience. But yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, cons are an experience, definitely, and you're definitely paying for the experience and the memories rather than whatever you get there, or You're definitely not paying for
Yeah.
the lines and the heat and the pain in the ass transportation is and all that stuff. You can
Oh yeah,
ignore
especially
and
for like you,
just enjoy
because
yourself. Do your best.
yeah, especially like you having to
Now
fly.
I have to fly. I have to.
Yeah, you have to. So
Yep. Though I'm kind of used to it because my partner lives in the UK, so I try and go. We try and see each other at least once a month. So either he comes over here or I go over there. So I'm quite used to flying now. And Ryan and Kiwi, Ryanair and Kiwi have made it quite easy and actually not too bad price wise. So that's good. It could be worse. It could be worse. I've gotten used to it. I try and see like the positive or it could be worse and everything.
right,
Nothing's ever gonna be perfect.
you're like you're like the second cosplay guest I've had on whose boyfriend is like in a different country, and it just happens to be the UK as well. Because I had somebody on.
British boys,
Yeah,
British boys.
yeah. I don't know what it is about British guys, but I remember when I was younger, I was at this kind of like this conference, and we were like in a breakout group, and we all had like individual groups where we could like talk and get to know each other. And so one of the announcers like picked one guy. In this room, there's probably like 100 people at least, all broken up into smaller groups of people. And so the announcer picked up this one guy, and they were like, "Tell us where you're from." And he was like, "Oh, I'm from the UK." You know, he had the standard British accent, and like you could literally hear every girl's like just heart start racing the moment he started talking. I was just like, British.
Oh, exotic. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Before him, I was in 2, technically 3 relationships prior to that.
Oh, okay.
And he is definitely the keeper. He is definitely the one to stay. And definitely the best and healthiest relation. Funny enough, the healthiest relationship I've had
Oh, okay.
out of the other 2 who were here like locally.
Oh.
So get yourself a long distance UK boyfriend, girls or boys.
Wait, did you go to high school with him? Not your boyfriend, but
Nope. The previous 2?
yeah.
Yeah, we went to school together.
I just
Yeah.
just typical high school stuff, so that's not a big deal.
Typical high school. I mean, if you'd call dating a mafia boss's son typical high school stuff, then yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you can imagine how that ended.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could. Yeah, that's oh, okay. That is
Moving on.
interesting. That's a new
I'd
one.
rather
That's a
talk
new one
about-
for me. So
Yeah. I don't recommend it. I don't at all.
yeah, I agree. Does your boyfriend cosplay also, or is that just strictly you?
Yes, I got him into cosplaying.
Oh, okay.
And yep, we have done together. We did Yor and Lloyd from Spy X Family. I think that was our first like proper dual cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Then who did we do? Oh, then we did May and Brendan from Pokemon Alpha Ruby and Omega. Yeah, Omega
Sapphire.
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
God, that was one of my favorite. How did I forget the name of that? And then the next one we're planning on doing is Zelda and Link from Legend of Zelda. And then he's done Spider-Man, Bash the Stampede, and he has a ton of other more like cosplay fans and stuff. And yeah, I'm proud to say I got him into cosplay.
Oh, so that's why he's a keeper, because you got him into cosplaying. So that makes sense now.
I got him. I love that he tries to partake in like all my hobbies and stuff, and that I love him. No, he's a keeper because he's He's been practically like, because he's been accepted into my family. We have a healthy
Oh,
relationship. He's an amazing person. He's an amazing person as an individual as well. I have so much respect for him. And yeah, no, he's just an all around amazing person, and I'm madly in love with this man.
that's good to hear. That is good to hear.
We met over an Overwatch Discord server
Really?
3 years ago. Yup. So we always say to like everyone who asks us, like, oh my god, how do you guys have such a healthy relationship, long distance and stuff? Like, oh my god, how did you meet like such an amazing person? Yada yada, all this and that. Overwatch Discord server. Play Overwatch. Be a no lifer. Play Overwatch.
I have seen a lot of people have that kind of same story with person that they met ended up marrying. Like they met over like Call of Duty or some kind of voice. It's always gaming of some sort that's how they met.
Yep. It's you'll meet the best people. I like to say you'll meet the best people and you'll meet the right people out of nowhere when you're
Yeah,
not expecting it.
yeah. Uh, so gaming wise, what kind of games do you play?
I play mainly FPS, though I'll pretty much play anything that like piques my interest. My favorite games are Persona 5 and Grand Theft Auto 5, GTA 5. Why did I say the full? No one says the full thing. Um, Mainly the like I love the story mode, but I also love multiplayer just because I've made like the best memories on there. It's so much stupid fun. Overwatch is um is my main competitive game. Like it's the game that's kept me like latched onto it for years and years now. I love Siege as well. Old Siege, not new Siege. I love COD. I've been absolutely addicted to Ark Survival Evolved for the
Okay.
past month for recently. I've been playing a lot of the finals that came out recently. I just kind of play whatever my friends play. Like I am pretty much down for whatever except League of Legends or Valorant.
Well, what's wrong
I
with
hate
those?
Valorant. I don't mind like League of Legends. It's just not my type of game. I get bored really easily. But I absolutely love the lore. I love the characters. I love anything outside of the game. The game just bores me. I don't find anything wrong with it. I mean, it's really toxic, but every game is. And then Valorant, like I played a crap ton of Valorant when it first came out. And then I stopped playing, and then everyone else kind of got really sweaty and no lifey. And it just took all the enjoyment out for me, and I just like I hate it now because everyone's just takes it too seriously. You can't even meet like normal people on there. Like
Mm.
it's like because it's I like to think that it's a game, or like I kind of see it as the game that like you'll see on TikTok and something and be like, "Oh my god, I want to play that." And then like anyone who, anyone can. I used to run it before I built my first PC. I used to run Valorant on my art tablet of all things, so anyone can run it. And I think it's just that like new to gaming newbie game, which isn't a bad thing. Like by all means, like I got into like mainstream gaming by Fortnite, for God's sake. I can't say anything. But I just feel like the community is kind of overrun with people who run like content farms and stuff, and people are just looking for a specific type of conversation or person. I don't know. Just I don't like the game.
Call of Duty's kind of like that now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
When I say I like Call of Duty, I'm talking about like I didn't really play BO3 because I got into it when BO4 around the time BO4 came out. So I love BO4. I'm sure I'd love BO3 if I got to play it enough as well. Modern Warfare 2019 and yeah, those two mainly, and I feel like there was one more entry that I played briefly that I was like, okay, this isn't too bad.
so you've never
But
played
I think it was
like
just those two mainly.
so you never played like modern like the original Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 2. You never played those?
I've played Call of Duty 3 before, but I didn't play it like back in like the day. I wasn't like I'm not an OG gamer, unfortunately. I have a love for it. I've watched one too many video essays on old games and stuff, so you could ask me something. I might know it's somewhere in the memory bank. But unfortunately, I wasn't. I'm not gonna fake being an OG gamer or something like that.
Like, peak Call of Duty was like mid 2000s, like Xbox 360. I think probably like PlayStation 3 as well. And like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you can like you could probably go on YouTube and find videos and things like that. But like the amount of trash talking that was just all over the place in lobbies just before uh games like kicked off, and or like before matches like kicked off and things like that. We would you can hear people like talking about their moms, trash talking their parents and stuff like that. You know, maybe a little racy comments here and there, but
Yeah.
but back then it was just
Honestly,
it was wild.
that I don't think that's like I think people were a lot more unhinged back then, and like were a lot. I would say had a lot more strength towards it, like could deal with it a lot better than the people nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I think they were just desensitized to it. Like I had my fair share of like Call of Duty lobbies and stuff when I first started playing games and that. So I don't know. I don't. It took me a while to learn how to stand up for myself, though, to be able to tell people to like back the fuck off. But now, it's definitely like not so much now because I haven't really like I have my friend group that I play games with, and like they're all very like pretty pacifist people and stuff. None of them are really like crazy rude or anything, which I much prefer over the people I used to play with and stuff. But before at one point I was definitely like, oh, I could tell you the fuck off, in a not so very nice way. And I was quite proud of that, but it wasn't. And then I started kind of bringing that like mindset of, yeah, I need to protect myself and show them who's boss into real life, and that's when it got out of hand. And I was like, okay, time to take a step back.
So you weren't never really a trash talker.
I was for a period. Not unwarranted. Like if someone trash talked me, oh, you'd get something back for sure. And you still will today.
Okay.
But like I don't really like. Back then, I was too shy and too much of a doormat to talk back, and then I entered my whole "fuck you" era.
Right.
And then now I'm more like I really don't care. I just, I come home and I just want to play games. I do not give a shit about anything else.
I remember playing Warzone for one of the very first times. I was never really. At a certain point I stopped playing Call of Duty games, and but then I started playing like Warzone, and it still makes me laugh to this day because like I remember parachuting in, and typically what most people would do, or at least what I did, but a lot of people would do it. If you were like if it was like solo, I would follow somebody in and sneak attack them. But there is this one guy where I did it to. I landed right behind him, able to kill him, and then like out of nowhere he calls me like the N word, and then I was like, how did he know I was black? And then I was like, oh wait, my character's black. Okay, that probably makes sense. So it was wild times. So
No, I think also just like people will just say it just because they can.
oh yeah, that's
over
true.
a screen. I don't think Honestly, I don't think like most of these people, your race or gender really does not matter. You're just another person they can.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everyone had their own reasons for shit talking.
that's true. That is true. Uh, so what are some games that you're what are some games you're more interested in that you haven't got a chance to play?
Cyberpunk. I
Hmm.
got Cyberpunk like 2 years ago, and pretty much it's just like any story game that's come out recently, like Baldur's Gate or like not this wasn't recently, but like Red Dead Redemption
Hmm.
2 and stuff. Like any story game like that. When I got to the point in my life where it was like I don't really have a lot of time anymore. Like
Uh,
I just did not have time to play story games anymore and stuff. And I really wish I could. Like, I still need to I'm like halfway through the Cyberpunk campaign and stuff, and I really need to finish that. I also really want to play through the Call of Duty campaign. I think like the Modern Warfare 2019 one I really wanted to play
oh,
through. Um and just like just being able to play through like a story game fully again would be really nice. I've got Persona 3 Reloaded pre-ordered, and so I cannot wait for that to come out, though it comes out like right smack bang before final exams. So
uh,
I'll probably be taking like a few months to play, but I will finish it. I will play through it. And I'm thinking about I'm not gonna stream it, but I'm thinking about like posting like a kind of let's play thing on my YouTube of it. Yeah, story games. To answer your question shortly, any story games.
how often do you stream?
Stream? I used to like not often. I don't consider myself a streamer. I'm like my social battery is like runs out way too quickly. I can maybe last like 30 minutes with keeping up energy and talking constantly and stuff and being a good streamer and all that before I start to lose energy. And then I have to end within an hour and stuff. It's just streaming just really I don't like and also like I don't know, I just don't really like talking to people like live like that and having to like force conversation and stuff. It wasn't really my thing. So
Right.
I kinda was like, you know what, I'm gonna focus if I want to do gaming and stuff, I'm gonna focus on YouTube because that's what I've always wanted to do. So I still like to stream like when like I did like a Lethal Company. Did I do no, I didn't do a Lethal Company stream. I did a stream of the finals when I was in the last stage of the beta of
Hmm.
it. And then just like I just stream like when stuff like that comes up and that, but otherwise it's just like a more of like a behind the scenes more content than what I usually do.
uh, trying to think what so other than like first person shooter kind of game, GTA, that kind of thing, what other kind of like genre of games pique your interest, or does it typically depend on the game itself?
It really depends. Yeah, it depends on the game itself. I love like RPGs and stuff.
Okay.
Like again, like Persona 5, Persona 3, all that. Animal Crossing, like I love I love cozy games like that too, like Stardew Valley and stuff, but it's always more like Minecraft, but it's always more of like those games will come in phases, I feel like.
Mm.
Like you'll be addicted to it for like a month and then drop it off of it and then pick it up again and then
Uh,
that but I think that goes for a lot of people though. I think that's quite normal. So I don't know. I just do whatever piques my interest, whatever I find interesting and stuff. What is like a game that I installed recently or got recently that was like I feel like there was something. Oh, another genre of games I love playing, especially on my YouTube, is just any sort of like free or cheap like game
oh,
that I can make like a one-off video on. That's like
okay.
dumb, silly, like ragdoll mechanic, stupid little like hour of fun game that I can just fool around on. I love those games as well.
So like I can get that too. Uh, couple of weeks, like probably like 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. What's today's date? Maybe it's like, yeah, it's about last week or so. So I downloaded a PlayStation 2 emulator on my computer, and I got Godzilla Save the Earth. Because I was always a Godzilla fan growing up, so I got that game, and I was it was just a one-off video because I forgot how short it was, so I finished the whole game in like an hour and 30, and so I was just like, oh wait, is that it? Dang, I thought it was a lot. Because as a kid, it feels a lot longer, probably because you're losing a lot more. So, the fact that like
also, I think like back then, a lot of games were that length and stuff, so you probably just got used to it.
But then like I recently just bought Baldur's Gate 3 and Elden Ring, and both those games are total hours worth of playtime. It's very, very lengthy. So I think games like that typically what I've got to get it set up, but games like that I will do like maybe 3-4 individual videos of the game, and then live stream here and there more of the game, because obviously I don't want to like spend 2 or 3 months on this one singular game, unless people want to, then that's fine with me. But it usually just depends on how the views and stuff like that goes.
That's one of the problems I have with like streaming and stuff. Because I was trying to stream like a Cyberpunk playthrough, and I just like gave up after like 2 or 3 streams or something like that, just because like there were so many nights where I just wanted to sit down and just play Cyberpunk. But I was like, no, I don't want to do anything with my viewers. I don't want to, skip over anything. Like I want people to be able to watch these VODs and stuff and play it with me and that. And so I was just like, you know what? Like it's either like stream all or stream nothing, and fuck that. So I was stream nothing. So that's just like one of the things that was like led me to like think, okay, streaming really isn't for me, I don't think.
So other than school, cosplaying, gaming, what do you do with other free time that you have?
When I have free time, I like playing games with like my friends. I don't go out a lot. Like I don't usually leave the house, not voluntarily at least. um, I don't know, because what I consider my free time is anything like that's done outside of school, really. Like for a while, when I was posting like cosplay and doing cosplays like consistently, like there was a period where I had like a new cosplay every like week or 2 weeks, and it was just insane. And at that point, it started becoming a job because I was earning like I was earning money from it and stuff, and the stakes were getting higher and higher. And I was like, I'm getting somewhere, this is what I thought I wanted and stuff. It drove me insane. So now, I always tend to drive my hobbies into a job. I always tend to turn them into a job, and it's not a good thing. It really ruins them for you. So I like to consider just like my free time being, if I feel like recording a video, if I feel like editing a video, I do a video. If I feel like, oh, I have something to audition for, I'll do voiceover recording. I've actually or like I'm trying to introduce to my channel now like comic dubs and like webtoon dubs and stuff. I'm still working on the first one. But it's a bit of a slow process. But if I feel like doing that, I'll sit down and do that. If I feel like drawing something, or like drawing like a new profile picture or a thumbnail, or drawing something, I usually draw like all Josh, my boyfriend's Twitch stuff and all that, and emotes and that. So if I need to do that, I'll do that. Really like anything that I like, I'll sit down and I'll do anything I feel like, really. But most of the time, it's coming home and hopping on Overwatch or Lethal Company or whatever game we're playing right now with my friends.
Have you thought about like editing videos for other YouTubers?
I have, yes. And that's actually how, because I went from having my own YouTube channel when I was younger to forgetting that, and then thinking like, you know, my real passion for it lies in the editing and the like the behind the scenes stuff. So then later on, when I started getting more into gaming and stuff, and I had my like online friend group and stuff, I just for fun, I would clip stuff when we were playing that I found funny, and then I would edit it. And I would make like little compilation videos just for us. And they'd all love it and that. And then like a year into that or something, they like all kind of took interest in content creation and like streaming and YouTube and stuff. And so I edited videos for them and stuff. And before that, I also like went on to Fiverr and I tried to make video editing a thing, but it didn't really work. Because who wants a 14-year-old to edit for them?
I mean, hey, if they're talented,
yeah, that's like my friends and editing for them. What?
I mean, if they're talented, then
wait. Yeah, but like on Fiverr, I just say that, but I didn't have much success, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
But then like after like editing for my friends and stuff. I kind of realized like, okay, I want to do this too. Like I really enjoy this and I want to do this for myself too. So then I started streaming and wanted to go into YouTube again and stuff. And it just, you know, it went from there. But I much prefer working alone. Like I get quite, cause I work very quickly. I work very quickly and I'm very like big on organization and schedules and stuff.
Okay.
So I get really annoyed I tend to get really annoyed really easily when working with others. I prefer working alone on stuff and I prefer doing stuff alone, but so definitely like much prefer doing my own content and videos rather than editing for someone else. But it was fun. That was fun. I just like seeing the reactions of my friends being like, "Oh my god, this is so good!" Like, thank you so much. I'm like,
that is, yeah. Cause I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder if she does that, like, cause I know, you know, obviously, if you're not a editing kind of person, you typically would like somebody who's very good at that to do that. I don't necessarily like. I don't necessarily edit my videos, just because I don't do like full in-depth kind of content when it comes to my videos. Pretty much there's just gameplays and individual like videos, trailer reactions, movie reactions, that kind of thing. So I think once my channel probably gets big enough, that may be something I'll look into and maybe hire somebody to do that kind of thing. But until then, I'm pretty content with how everything goes.
That's fair. I've always been very I'm trying to get out of this mindset now because it's quite like sometimes it ends up like fucking me over a bit. But I'm always with my own content. I'm very much like, this is my content. I'm gonna do everything myself. But I really should. I really need to learn how to accept help from others. Kind of like I want people to look at me and think like and like see my content and be like, oh my god, she did everything for this. It's all her own. But sometimes, another person's help and insight can go a long ways for your content.
Yeah, I think so. Because like with my channel, we do. Let's see. Obviously, there's this podcast that's on the channel that people can watch and listen on like Spotify and all that. There's gaming. There is like sports related topics, movie reaction, TV reactions, and then just random videos like I come up with. Like a few I'm working on right now are like what what are some of the X-Men that I want to see in the MCU, and just random videos like that. So it's like 6 different things that goes on typically.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see. I think my plan is once I don't have a set number, but I think my plan is once I get to a certain number of subscribers, I'll probably make a newer channels to branch everything off. So we'll see though. We'll see.
I used to have that, but with like Instagram accounts. And I personally hated like having to maintain so many accounts at once. And like I don't know, I very much like think of my content as me. So whatever I like doing, whatever I feel like doing, whatever I like, change my content to, or I'm doing this month or something, I'd hope that like, my followers or fans or like whatever, they're here for me.
Right.
And like, you can like enjoy a specific type of content, but like, it's knowing me is probably not gonna stick around. Like my interests and like hobbies are constantly changing and like going through cycles. Like one month I'll be like, okay, I want to focus on cosplay this month, just cosplay. Like I just want to do a whole bunch of these cosplays. And the next month I'll be like, okay, I want to I want to make more videos and stuff. And I think this year, that's what I said on my like update video, is that this year is definitely going to be the year of YouTube and videos over like cosplay and stuff, because last year was very heavily cosplay oriented and stuff, and it kind of took over my entire page. And I don't really like I don't mind being called a cosplayer or something, but I don't want to be known for
Okay.
cosplay, or at least like just cosplay. I've always kind of wanted to be like, if I were to choose to be known for something, I'd always want to be known as like the cosplaying voice actor, like the voice actor who cosplays, or the YouTuber who cosplays, or the voice actor who also games, or just like not just one thing. I don't want to be tied to just one thing. I want to, I just want to be a creator. I just want to create stuff. I love creating stuff. That's it.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah, you know what? That actually
very variety content always.
Yeah, well, I guess it's pretty much why, like, I mean, basically, what I do is just a variety of content that you get on the channel. I guess that's why I never really like came up with a much more elaborate name than what I have now, because I was just like, well, there's not one thing I want to do. There's multiple things I want to do, so I'll just put entertainment, because you're coming to be entertained by my content. So yeah, I agree with that.
My username and my handle has gone through so many changes in my life. I don't know. I've kind of like I tend to have the habit of starting. I've noticed a pattern in my life where I start an account, I start doing something, make some success off of it, and get somewhere, and then all of a sudden lose complete interest and think, I'm too far into this now. It's either I keep going or I start over. And I actually recently had this whole thing where I was like, well, I don't really like, I don't like, my content was always like, my idea was like, my target audience was always like, younger, like young female, like younger girls and stuff. And just females in general. And it's a little bit difficult with algorithms now. I have a majority male audience, which like, my audience is great. I found like my followers are all like so supportive and nice, and I've rarely had like a bad interaction. It's just like, and I love them, but it's just not it's not a really welcoming place to my target audience and stuff. So I was very heavily considering like, if I want to swap out my content and stuff, maybe leave this in the past and start anew. And I was debating with this fact for like a while. But then I also thought like, this is just gonna keep happening over and over and over again. So I might as well, show that history on one account and and keep going, and hopefully eventually the right audience will come around.
Right.
That audience will constantly change with my content.
Yeah. I mean, even then, you probably would still have, people who were with you since the beginning continue just to follow you, on your journey and things like that. So that way, those are the real ones.
Yeah, I definitely like recently I really was shown like who what my follower base was made out of, because I like over the summer I had a couple of my reels and videos and stuff blow up. And I went from a couple thousand followers to like nearly 80,000.
Oh wow.
It was insane. And this was during like the kind of era where I had like a ton of Genshin. It was just complete coincidence that I was kind of going through like a Genshin and Hoyo phase. I had just become like an official Hoyo creator and stuff. That was my interest at the time. And so I was just doing a ton of stuff from that. And so a ton of fans of that came over and were following me and stuff. And then I kind of like got bored of that, like kind of lost interest in Hoyo games and Genshin and stuff, and I stopped posting regularly because I wanted to take a bit of a break, and I also didn't want to do Genshin so much anymore. And after like I stopped posting regularly and kind of said, look, I am, if you came here for Genshin, I'm kind of, I'm shifting interest. Like, I'm still gonna post. I still love the characters and stuff. I still love the franchise. I'm just not gonna post as much of it.
Right.
I lost around 30,000 followers in about 2 months. It was insane. And you know what? I kind of think of it as like weeding out the weak.
Oh, yeah.
Trying, I don't like, my pages and stuff have never really been about numbers. It's more like sharing my hobbies, sharing my interests and stuff. And so I don't I'm not letting it affect me too much, but it just kind of shows like, damn, my audience was kind of shallow. But I've definitely had like I know a few names, I recognize a few names that have been there since very, very early days, since the very start. And like I regularly talk to them and stuff, and they're amazing. And even if they do like move on to other creators and stuff, I don't mind. Like I really appreciate their support. And they're great people. So
I'm trying to remember how I came across your account. It was wait, you're on TikTok.
I was gonna ask that actually.
Yeah,
I am. Yeah,
okay.
Not so much anymore, but I definitely went through like a TikTok e-girl phase. So that was like my TikTok was like booming.
Listen, but
now it's more like
Yeah, we all love our e-girls. So,
nah, dude, I was having so much fun in that era. I totally get it. Like now it's not really like my thing, but like. It was a ton of fun.
I think it may have just been Instagram. I think majority so there's two ways I usually go about it when I'm looking for new people to have on is Instagram and TikTok. At the beginning, it was more TikTok based of people that I was finding, and then I just went on Instagram, and I guess when you search up a specific topic like cosplayers, that's pretty much all I get now is cosplayers. So I'm pretty sure that's how I found you. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if there was like a specific photo or not that you had that caught my attention. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. And so I was just kind of like, oh, you know what? She's interesting. Let me just shoot her a message, see what she says, and then obviously you're here now, so.
I showed my boyfriend and I was like, do you think like, cause you get like, there's so much like scam messages now, and they just get like more and more intelligent,
right?
Day by day, and it's like, is this real at this point, or is this some kind of like, like there was one not too long ago that like was a message about like, oh, I really love this. They sent a post. I really love like this photo you did, um, and it's inspired me a ton, and I really want to use it for a piece. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Yeah, go ahead. Um, and just like give credits. That's all I want. And they're like, oh, but it's like, it's a piece that's a commission, so I want to give you a portion of like the money. And that's when I was a bit like, when money enters in, it's like. And so I'm like, okay, I'm listening.
Right.
You really don't have to, but I'm broke as hell usually being a cosplayer, so I'll take anything. And then like it just had brought up like, oh, I can only do these apps and stuff, and that's when I was like, you're not getting me with that. And then a week later, I see another girl on TikTok talking about, so there's this new scam going around, and wouldn't you know what it is? And then I saw on TikTok again, I saw like a month ago, some guy talking about how his mom got like, or his friend or something, or maybe I don't remember who it was related to him, or if it was him, got like a scam phone call. And it was like one of the oh, I need help, send me money phone calls, but they used like an AI synthesized voice of one of his family members or something like that, or like his mom, or like him to his mom or something. And that's freaking scary. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very like it took me like a day to be like, and a bit of like research like into your channel and stuff to see like, okay, is this dude,
oh yeah, that's fine.
Is this dude for real?
No, that's fine. Yeah, that probably would explain why. Because in most cases, so you're not the first one. Most of the guests I've had on, most times I have been lost in their like hidden messages. Because you'll have like your regular messages, and then you kind of have like a message request. Most times,
it's yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure they did have a hidden tab in requests.
Yeah.
At one point where they tried to filter out spam stuff, but I think that was taken out pretty quickly because.
Yeah, that's why I try to put in as much information as I can, and then even provide the YouTube link. That way, you have a link to potentially, or you can obviously just scroll on my Instagram page and all that. So it's yeah.
I have a ton of respect for like content creators and stuff, and like I even do it myself where like you have the bravery to go out and message or email or something another content creator or something. Like it's really like, it sucks that nowadays like you have to be super careful because everything could be like some sort of scam or something, or some kind of misleading thing that you're gonna be tricked into. It sucks that it is like that nowadays, because you really should be able to just message someone, and we're all creators. We all like, we're all in the same place basically, no matter how many followers or whatever we have. Like, and like I have a ton of respect for like the people who will like cold email and stuff. Like I started recently doing that with voice acting, is whenever I find an email to some kind of production or something, or some kind of studio, whenever I find an email, I'll be like, I'm a voice actor, yada 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 yada, all this, thank you for your time, keep up the amazing work, yada yada, all of that. And like 2 or 3 times out of 10 they'll reply. I actually had one that had me jumping up and down and off the walls. Are you familiar with Glitch Productions? And actually, should I share this? Oh, I don't know if I should share this. Basically, okay, maybe forget that part. But I recently found like I found an email to like a producer who worked on some of my like favorite shows and stuff, and favorite like indie animation shows and stuff. And so I sent them this like an email saying like, I am a huge fan. I also, I'm a voice actor. I worked on this and this and that. Here's my demo reel. Thank you for your time. And I didn't expect anything. And within an hour, I got a reply saying like, you have a lot of talent and you have a really great reel. Unfortunately, we don't have auditions open right now, but we will add you to our database. And I was just like, oh my god, I was so happy. I was so excited. I still like that. It was such a cool compliment, and like, yeah. And so now I tell like any voice actor, any like thread that Twitter has or Reddit has, that's like, should I be cold emailing, or is cold emailing annoying and stuff? Like, do it. Do it, because you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Most of the requests that I usually like you saw with the one I sent you. I try to be as detailed as possible. Um, I'm trying to figure out other ways to like try to differentiate myself from like scams and stuff like that. Because like it's weird too, because I'll get like message requests and I'll go and look, but it's like, hey, we want you to join OnlyFans or something like that. I was like, I don't do OnlyFans though. Why would I join it? So,
yeah.
it's a weird thing for sure. So, um,
I also totally get that trying not to sound like a bot, because almost like all the emails or like whenever I'm messaging you and I'm like, hi, I'm not a bot or an ad, I promise. I always want to start off like that, but I know I can't start off like that, and I just have to trust the process. But it's like, I'll always sometimes like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness. I'm glad. Yeah, because like this is episode 63, and so luckily, it's been I have come across just a wide variety of different cosplayers, and so it's been very cool to like, because like you have some of the guests I've had on, some are just straight cosplayers, some are cosplayers but are also theater kids, some are cosplayers but they also do like adult content and things like that. But it's been very cool to like just talk mainly about their hobbies and things like that, because typically this is more for like, I guess honestly it's more for them than it is for me, because we get to hear about their hobbies and the things that they love to do with their time and in their lives.
I'm glad. That's super cool. I'm glad. Like I said, like before we started the call and stuff, before we started the recording, is I actually I realized recently that most of my followers, even like the ones that will like interact with everything and seem to be on like every post, don't even know what I sound like, when it's such like a huge, what I feel like it's such a huge part of my content outside of cosplay. It was kind of a shock to me, and it made me realize like I need to put my focus elsewhere for a bit, maybe, if I want to, expand. But it was like, damn. And it kind of also made me realize, like, what are my followers really following? Are they following? Like, if they're following for my cosplays, that's fine. But like, it's like, because again, like my page is my page, and like I want people to be able to get to know me from like, I'm really bad at interacting with people and interacting. I do my best, but like I'll reply to like messages and stuff and all that, but I cannot hold a conversation. I am such a dry texter. And it's nice to interact with people through this like somewhat distance way, I guess. But yeah, it's nice to have it's cool to have an excuse to talk about life outside of out of the photos and costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
Though I do love it. I don't want to give anyone the wrong idea. I do. It's a hobby. I love it.
Right.
Just sometimes, I am someone else outside of the character.
I guess that's why I wanted to like, before we had hit record, I wanted to like, I asked if you were fine talking about your boyfriend, that kind of thing, because most of the guests I've had on, if they were in relationships or not, they typically didn't want to talk about it, just because they lose followers, and so it's kind of like, which is understandable. So
I don't know. I like personally like. I don't know. My boyfriend is very public and stuff. Josh is very public as well. He has his own account and stuff. That you can easily find through like my Instagram bio. He's right there. He's in I think he's definitely in somewhere in my top posts and stuff. And we definitely love showing each other off and including each other in our content and stuff. So, you know, very much. And also like I find like a lot of his followers, like a lot of my followers, came from my followers came from like his profile and stuff, and like you know, actually a lot of, especially his like side, his followers and stuff are very, very supportive of our relationship and absolutely love us and stuff, and to say we're like real like, relationship goals and all that, and it always makes us so happy. And like I feel like there are definitely some followers that I interact with that are would very much be like, if we were to break up, would very much be like, start speaking and messaging a little bit more. But from like so far, like people have been very like supportive and like positive about our relationship and stuff. So that's cool. And apparently I found out the other day that apparently were posted somewhere on like a couples goals page. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is actually very cool.
I'm glad, like, you know, I really want to, especially at our age, I really want to, especially like with wanting, trying to like, I don't want to say target, but like, you know, wanting like a younger audience and be able to influence, that's like one of my goals, I guess, of content creation, is to be able to influence younger girls the way I was influenced by the YouTubers I watched when I was younger and stuff. And I really want to show like, you know, what a healthy relationship is nowadays and stuff, especially at this age, and you know, that it is possible, and not, you know, not to, you know, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that which is understandable, because like because like people who have like content creators who have like such huge profiles and things like that, obviously they can influence, whether in a good way or a bad way. They have people who look up to them, and so like that's actually pretty cool. You know, trying to show girls of a younger age what a healthy relationship looks like, and because you don't see a lot of that in a lot of content creation and things like that, or with people in general, what a healthy relationship looks like, or what does it mean to be in a healthy relationship with somebody. And so that's actually pretty cool.
Thank you.
So I look forward.
I really like, I want to yeah, I really want to because I know like content creation has changed a lot nowadays, and it's very different to when I was younger. And I really want, like, one of my whole things with YouTube especially is kind of bringing back like that nostalgia and that like kind of type of videos you'd see back then and stuff. And you know, kind of like there's nothing wrong with like the content creation nowadays, or the like influencers or content creators nowadays. But I you know, I want. It was I know it was like there's the whole generation, my generation and stuff, that was influenced by these specific people, and I want to be able to you know, show that to others and share that and continue that as well. So I guess putting it short. I don't know, I've never really explained that well before.
No, I think
I don't think of myself as an influencer, but I know that, like, you know, I've had a lot of like I do have like some like younger girls who follow me and stuff, and like who I talk to and that, and some who I'm like friends with and that, and they've said like, you know, like, I really look up to you, and like, or asking questions like, how do you do this, how do you do that, or like experiences in that, and I'm like, so I'm more than welcome. I love sharing stuff like that. I love giving like advice and stuff. I kind
Yeah.
like I kind of want to be like an older sister to like my audience on
No,
this.
that's
She's a little bit I've always find that really contradicting with like, cause like when it comes to characters I'll cosplay and stuff, I'll like, it's always the character. Sometimes like maybe some will end up. I've always said, if some end up more lewd or something, it's never because I want to do a lewd cosplay. It's for the character and stuff. Because I don't really care necessarily about how they look and stuff. Like, I still have a comfort factor, but like I try not to think about that too much. But then like recently I had to think like, okay, if I'm gonna start trying to like um appeal to like a younger female audience and stuff, like am I like, I'm gonna have to start thinking about that a little bit more. So it is a little bit contradicting with some cosplays and stuff, and some opinions and that,
yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out and still be myself in the process.
Yeah, that's because just the other day there's a person I follow on Instagram, and this person is very relevant, and like on TikTok as well, because they kind of like uh explain topics about certain things about certain groups of people, like disabled things like that, and she recently she didn't make an OnlyFans, but I forgot what it was called, but she made an account where she posts good, nice photos of herself, saying like sometimes in bikinis, that kind of thing. And it was interesting, like reading the comment section of that, because there were a lot of people who were like encouraging her, that kind of thing, and then there was other people that were kind of like, I guess heartbroken.
Yeah,
Because they looked up to this person, and because nowadays you don't really find. I mean, they're out there. Don't get me wrong, but you typically can't really go far without finding some a female content creator who does like an OnlyFans or things like that. And so it was just interesting watching how some of these people who followed her for her content and for like educational purposes, now see her doing content like this. But like I said, it's not OnlyFans, but it
more like, yeah, I get what
you're
saying.
yeah. So it was just interesting to watch that whole comment section play out. So it was a very and that goes back to it. Like, you're a content creator, the things you do can influence people in a negative or a good way. You have a content that brings awareness to certain subjects that catches people's attention, but then you do a side thing, then it's just kind of like, well, do I really want to follow this person anymore? It's a really interesting subject to really like look at.
Yeah, I have a very like, I personally hate it when like your audience will try and say, "Oh, you should do this," or "Oh no, you shouldn't do this." It's like, in the end it's your decision, it's the content creator's decision and stuff. And they're not like, I'm like, some of the nicest people I know are OnlyFans creators. Like, they're amazing, and like I have so much respect for them for dealing with what they deal with, and like, it is like, oh my god, it is well paying and stuff, and like I don't have any hate towards it whatsoever. It's not for me.
Right.
But like I have a ton of respect for it and stuff, and I don't see like, I'm not going to I totally get what you're saying. But like I've always like, I've had an opinion on it, and like, because some people do it for money, and that's where I think it gets a bit like, it's a bit rough, and it's a bit more like,
right.
Okay. But I know some people who like genuinely like enjoy, showing off their body, and like, doing more like dressing up in costumes and stuff. Like there's and like some people do like really cool things. Like, it is like, it is almost like photography and stuff is like an art form, and that, and like it could be seen as like very different ways. But like, the one thing I hate, and what I've always said, is, if for example, if I decide to do it, that's my decision, and I didn't do it for any sort of audience. I didn't do it for anyone. I didn't do it for money. or vice versa. Like, I'm not doing it to like keep innocence or whatever. I'm not do. I mean, I'm not doing it for to keep an image or whatever. Or like because I'm in a relationship or something.
Yeah.
It's just it's just not for me. That's and that's it. And I don't have any like I don't. I have a ton of respect for those
Yeah.
creators and stuff, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be totally like normalized.
Right.
I don't think it should be like frowned upon either.
Right. Right. Yeah, because I actually, yeah, because I made, it's probably still on my, I'm pretty sure it's on my Instagram, but I made like a post like a couple of months back, because what I just found annoying is the amount of people that I will see like kind of like pressuring people, particularly female content creators, into like doing an OnlyFans and things like that.
Yeah.
And like I made a post about it, and I was just kind of like, stop doing that. Stop being weird. If they want to do that, that is their decision, and they will let you know if they do that. But don't go into, don't DM people, don't go on their comments and just completely disrespect them and just try to pressure them into doing like OnlyFans and things like. Because I have seen, I have seen female content creators eventually do it, but then part of me is just kind of like, did you really do it because you wanted to, or because your audience was,
you're pressured into it?
Yeah. And so it's a little annoying. But yeah, I made a post about it, and it's just kind of like, stop doing that. Quit being weird. So yeah.
Yeah, I think one negative interaction I had with like a fan or a follower was on my Ko-fi. At one point, like I had someone donate, and like with my Ko-fi, how it is, I had a Patreon for a short while, but I just didn't like the pressure of having to do monthly content and
That's
stuff.
fair.
The same with like Throne. I had a short while where like if you wanted to see a certain cosplay or something, if you could buy it from me, or if like they had the option to buy a cosplay from me, and they'd get like like I do like the photos and stuff, and they'd get 70% of it, instead of it going to Ko-fi, or like under donation, you'd be able to see it under donations or something. It just be like exclusive to them, and I thought that was like that's a pretty cool way to like be able to do more of what I love, while they're also like it's just like a little bonus for supporting me. And like I stopped that because I didn't like the idea of fans buying stuff from me. It didn't sit right with me. Like I don't judge anyone who any content creator who has like that's a great way to support your favorite content creator and stuff. But just like I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. But then Ko-fi, basically where you can like have like whatever percentage, whatever number donation you want, and then you'll be able to like for a month you'll be able to see like all the photos they've kind of posted. And I usually post like unedited photos and stuff, and all that. But I had this one person donate once, and they messaged me. They were like, oh, like I really love your cosplays and stuff, but you could do something like a little bit more. I was 17 at this time too, so this was not great.
Yeah.
But you could do something like a little bit more, and I'm like, look. I'm not, one, I'm a minor. Two, that's not really my thing. And if I do a slightly more revealing or lewd character, then I do that because I wanted to do them.
Right.
And that's that's what it is, right? But it will never be like, And then the very next cosplay I happened to be in this. It was from a lingerie brand, but it was this really cool like tech made kind of outfit, and I found it so freaking cool and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to put a character in this and stuff. And so I didn't take like revealing photos in it or anything. I just took normal photos because it was a pretty like covering, despite being like lingerie brand, it was pretty covering and stuff. It wasn't that bad. But that just so happened to be the next thing I posted. And they messaged me and they were like, that's a lot better for me. That's like, I like that a lot more. Than I was like, at that point I was like, you need to go. You need to go. Like, I'm not okay with that. That's, nothing is ever for you or for one specific fans. Like, you're allowed to like my content and stuff. And I'm not like, I can't stop people from thinking whatever the hell they're gonna think.
Right, yeah.
And I choose not to think about that. But don't tell me what to do and what's better for you, because that's like
it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, you gotta bounce out of here. This, well,
yeah.
That's what
I told him respectfully, you need to get the fuck out.
It's some people are pretty bold with their statements and things like that. So it's
I was really like, I was quite scared. Because I started cosplaying when I was 16 and properly got into it, like when I was like, and like really, really got into like the account and stuff. And TikTok when I was 17. So when I was turning 18, I was like really scared. Like, is this where it's gonna start? Because I had a pretty good run time up until then. And I was like, I was a bit worried. Is this where I'm going to have to like set boundaries and stuff? And so I made like a couple of posts I put on my highlights saying like, look, if you're here for that, it's not happening. Don't ask. I'm gonna do what I want. Don't donate if you're expecting us to see something, because it's not. Literally all I have on there is unedited photos and stuff. If you want to see how much I squeezed in my waist or whatever, then go ahead, donate or whatever. If you just mainly if you just want to support me. Like I put that, and like luckily like not much changed after I turned 18. Like everything was fine. Like again, my follower base has been very respectful and nice, and quite like good people from the people I interacted with, and I've never really had to deal with anything too bad. Other than more recently when I sold, like I've been selling quite a few of my cosplays to make space and stuff. And I've had at least like 2 or 3 people like reply to my like story or whatever. Does it smell like you? Or,
oh my gosh.
Like a clearly grown ass man, like saying, like,
oh gosh.
How much does it cost in USD? And I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna be selling this to you, man. Like, I want this cosplay to go to a good home. Thank you.
Not you. Clearly not you.
not you.
Oh my god. It's wild. Yeah, people are weird. They're very weird people.
I think the worst case of it I had on do you know Gargura from HoloLive?
No.
The VTuber.
Okay.
She's like a lolly VTuber. A child character VTuber. I did a cosplay of her. And luckily, thankfully, I think all of the comments I could have gotten spread across my entire account in my whole like runtime of cosplaying all got quarantined to this one unfortunate cosplay. Because oh my god, the comments on those TikToks were awful. They were horrid.
Gosh.
Luckily they were just quarantined to that one cosplay. Luckily it wasn't a cosplay that I was like attached to or anything. But oh my god, the fact that it was like a child as well, like like it was like a hoodie. There was nothing showing. It wasn't skin tight. It was literally the cosplay I had after that was Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runner, so it was quite a lot more like I would say revealing and stuff. And like nothing on that. Complete like very nice supportive comments and stuff. So whenever anyone tells me like, oh, you should be, you're getting whenever anyone says to a cosplayer, you're getting unwarranted comments because you're wearing this and that, I just kind of show them an example of a side by side of those comment sections on those videos.
Oh my gosh.
Like, is it really what you're wearing? Yeah, those comments were unhinged.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with that afterwards. But
Oh,
just
like
an example.
that's insane. Yeah, I
Yep.
I typically feel like really bad, particularly for female content creators, because obviously they are going to get the full force of a lot of this stuff and weird people, and it's just
Yeah.
ugh.
I consider myself quite lucky to like what compared to what a lot of other people I've seen a lot of other people in my mutuals and stuff deal with. Um but I still also sometimes I wonder I look at my like I try not to look at like demographics and statistics and stuff on my account too often. But like sometimes I just see like the my Instagram is pretty split with like 60% male, 40% female now, which is quite good split. I quite like that.
Yeah.
That can stay. That's okay. I'd like it to go 50-50 or even more female to male, but I'll take that. But sometimes I'll see on my TikTok like 11% female, 89% male or something like that, and it's like I know it's the TikTok algorithm's fault because the moment you post yourself as like, it's the exact same. My boyfriend has literally the exact opposite numbers where it's 11% male, 89% female.
Oh wow!
So it's just the TikTok algorithm. But sometimes I worry. Sometimes I'm like, are you, like no shame to you if you're just here for like the cosplay or something. But like, I also don't really want you here if you're just here for like my appearance,
Right?
Like it's just kind of
right.
I put so much work into my cosplays. I've made most of my cosplays and stuff. Like I kind of want to be able to acknowledge that as well. But algorithms will be algorithms, and they'll know what.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Target demographic is on there. It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I literally remember one summer. I think it was last summer. We were on like a trip to Austria, and I pulled up like my analytics, and I was like, out of curiosity, what's your gender like percentage, Josh? He pulled up his, and his was 89% female, 11% male. I mean, yeah, male. And then mine was 89% male, 11% female. Or maybe it was like a percentage off from his or something, and we were like, wow! Look at that. So yeah, blame the algorithms most of the time.
Agreed. Very, very much agreed. Oh my goodness. Well, all right, guys. That is where we will end this week's episode of Nerd Talk. Thank you so much for watching, and thank our guest, especially for coming on. I'm sure she has had her probably a long day of doing multitudes of things. So, because it look like, what time is it there now?
It is 8:30 p.m.
Okay, so it's it's pretty much a very long day for her. And I'm sure you're ready to like call it a day.
Well, I've got a bit of a caffeine rush right now, an energy rush from jumping around. I've been doing so much today. I've been going from one task to another, so I'm like, I'm gonna have a crash in about an hour, I think. But it was thank you for the excuse to talk about myself a little and content outside of cosplay and my hobbies and stuff. I rarely ever get the chance to do that. So thank you for the opportunity, and yes, viewers, thank you so much for watching. And I'll let you. I'm not going to steal the show from you.
So as per usual, you guys up on the screen now. These are all the links. Not links, but these are all the ways you can follow and support. But for those who are listening on podcasts, how can people find your content and how can they support you?
I am Ameameha on pretty much every social. Ameameha like Kamehameha from Dragon Ball. That's how you can remember it. Yeah, that's basically it should be that everywhere. So yeah, thank you.
So be sure to go and give her a follow. And obviously, this will more than likely have her back on. We'll have to try to figure out what we can do. We'll figure something out though. But yeah, so you can definitely expect her to come back on in the near future. But be sure to check
You
out.
should interview my boyfriend. That's who. He's a very interesting person. I'll promote him.
So
here.
he would be if
I do a lotl.
Yeah, he would definitely be my third British person that I've had. So why? Listen, like you said, like we mentioned earlier, everybody loves their British men. So
Accents. Oh yeah.
Yep. Definitely so.
He's got a very posh, crisp British accent and a very good mic.
Does he have? One of the British cosplayers I had on mentioned this. Did they have what's it, a roast every Sunday? Is that a thing over there? Do you know anything about that?
Well, maybe that's like a family thing, and he doesn't spend too much time with his family.
Okay, well.
I don't know. I've definitely heard of that before, but I don't think it's something he does. He's probably the least British person I've ever met. He doesn't like tea. Take for example, and yeah, you'll find out on your own, hopefully. Yeah, but
that'll be interesting. I'll be interested by that now. Now I'm interested to ask him that question. But yeah, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the channel as well. Plenty of content going on. And other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. See ya.